That's it.
All right, I'm ready for my close-up.
All right. Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of NVLIFE at Home. I'm here with Tom, and we're going to talk today a little bit about small groups and what that means for us as a church and for you guys at home as far as growth and development. So Tom, tell me a little bit about the heart behind small groups for here at NVLIFE.
Okay. Well, for me, it started back in the 70s almost. I was going to a small church in Vallejo, and we had what we called deacon family nights, and each deacon was assigned a group of families. But our church was made up mostly of young Navy families, small kids, and a lot of times the husband was deployed or even the wife was deployed. And we realized at our little church that people really needed to connect. And so I saw the importance of small groups during that time because the families were lonely, they needed to socialize, they needed to connect with the church, and small groups was the way we did it. Here in Napa Valley Life, we call them life groups. And it's the same philosophy. Life groups are a way for people that can get together usually in a home setting. There are some groups here at the church that meet, but usually in a home setting where they can interact with each other. And people tend to be more open in a smaller group.
Yep.
And they really can let out anything that's bothering them, any issue that's bothering them. They're more comfortable in a small group rather than in a large church setting. So small groups are key to the growth of the church and to the furthering of ministries in our church. Unfortunately, the pandemic has caused most small groups to basically be paused, put on hold. But we're hoping that as soon as this is over, small groups will reunite and get them up and going again. Now, we've had some small groups in the church here that have been meeting for 30 years,
Right. Right.
And we have groups that meet all through the week, Sunday mornings, Sunday evenings here at the church. Groups are in all through the city of Napa, in American Canyon. So it's a really good way for people to connect and feel comfortable being around other folks.
And that's great. And I think what's really neat within that, you pulled out a couple of key words, which is community and connecting. Especially coming out of these times right now, we're going to need that. We're going to need that
Yes.
resource to come together and
Yeah.
be able to kind of almost reintegrate into
That's right.
the normal. And I think having a family of church, having a family of like believers, like-minded people who can come together and support each other, encourage each other. One of the things I think is crucial for small groups too is accountability, as well as keeping each other in check and making sure that when we are struggling, that we can call out to each other.
That's right. And people that may be hesitant about coming to a church, and when you come into a strange church, maybe it can be uncomfortable. But people are more apt to come to a small group setting in a home, and it's very easy to invite somebody that may be a little bit hesitant about coming to church into a home setting, and where they can feel more comfortable. And again, it's just a more intimate setting, and it works. It's proven that it works. Yeah. So it's a vital part of our church.
It is, and it's great. And the other thing we do too, we do types of expos where we get together and people can see the different variety of groups that they could join.
Yeah.
You're not going to be thrown into a group that you don't have any potential connections or relationship
Right.
with. We want to make
Right.
sure that we build unity within those groups as well.
Yeah, and the subject matter is wide open. Some small groups go through a chapter of the Bible or a book of the Bible. Some groups will do a more topical topic like finances or raising kids, or something like that. So there's going to be a wide variety to choose from. And can I encourage anybody that is not currently in a small group that when this is over again, that you join a small group. You'll get so many benefits out of it. It's a blessing.
Yeah. And then what would you say for those out there, and they're out there, I know they're out there, and you're out there, some people who should be leading and kind of heading up these groups, because that's another need we have as well, is getting people who will step up and say, I'll host, I'll lead.
Well, as coordinator of the small groups here at the church, I do lead training sessions for potential leaders. And it's really, the group will take care of itself. You just have to kind of organize and maybe make a dessert, but you just organize it, and the conversation usually tends to just be so rich and full from all the participants. So it's not that much work to lead a small group, and I would encourage you, if you're even thinking about it, to really kind of put that on your agenda and think about seriously leading a small group again when this stuff is over.
Yeah. So again, Tom, thank you so much for your time. And again, you guys, we just really wanted to connect with you and reiterate the fact that this is something we as a church believe strongly in.
Absolutely.
Support and encourage everybody to participate in a small group outside of church, because it is.
That's right.
It's continuing to do life together and continuing to be part of the church. So again, thank you so much for your time.
You bet.
Appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in.